Hello and welcome to Avon Beach. This is my second video of the video blog detailing the work that I've been doing building the layouts. Obviously from this end, biggest news obviously you can see is that they put the back scene in there. I've also started building the basically the back scene scenic area. Going to be raised up. They're just simple blocks of foam cut. You can cut them with a pair of scissors, so it's all nice and neat, not loads of polystyrene. I put the shed hard standing, but that'll have to change. And obviously you can see I've started ballasting and glued it down. The white deposits you can see are the product I use, which I will go and grab for you now. There it is, Deluxe Materials Ballast Bond, about £5 a bottle, £5.50. Very effective, very useful. Used it on a couple of layouts now, very good. I use it for loading wagons as well. Obviously probably quite expensive, you probably could do it cheaper, but it's what I fancy. And it works very well. As you can see in here, obviously I started ballasting. It looks a bit of an odd colour at the moment because it's just had the ballast put down. You don't have to worry about so much getting the ballast bond in the points. Most of the points are still relatively free. What I tend to do is the ballast bond, once it's in, if you just need to get it's soluble by water, so you can always just drop a few bottles of that, soon freeze it up, I found in my experience. But the big news probably to report is this end. Now over the weekend I happened to buy a layout which was based upon the southern region in the early 90s. Obviously, of course, this was based on the western region in the early 60s. It don't kind of fit. So I thought, well, as I just sold the last of my 90s stuff, which was absolutely typical, I thought, well, what do I do? Do I put that one back, or do I make this one come forward? Because I can't really manage to do two fleets. So in the end, this one lost. So as you can see, I've extended it. The reason I've extended it was because it was built for 5-coach trains and the 6-coach Blue Pullman. Trouble is, an HST, even as a 7-coach, would have stopped pretty much right in the middle of the point there. Can't have that, so you'd have had to done a 6-coach, and I really wasn't willing to compromise. So the layout was always built with the option to extend it, and that's what I've done. 6mm ply top, bit of framing. I've nailed it together, quick up job. Screwed it on so it's permanently mounted. Laid the tracks tonight. Got to tidy it up and do a bit of the ballasting work. Let's put the light on, actually, might be able to see a bit better. That's better. So yeah, put the platform edges in. That's going to go across there, and there's going to be a station building here. That will simply go up there, so there'll be a scenic area in there. I need to obviously extend the front fascia and the back scene. Obviously, and the filial rows. You can see the first bits of stock I've also picked up there. The other thing somebody asked me off the last video when they saw the back scene is the colour of the back scene. Now, I admit it is light blue. Don't really like it, it's a bit hackneyed, but it's probably the most effective, and I'm not the most artistic person in the world. But rather than sit there with a paintbrush and a pot of paint and painting it up and down and then sanding it back and then painting it again, I simply applied a decent quality primer, basically Halford's car primer, depends if you find that as decent, and then simply applied blue out of a rattle can. Now the blue I've used is this. It's Ford Bermuda stroke light blue. It's a flat shade, so it's not metallic. It says on the end there to use grey primer. Simply got from Halfords, a standard rattle can. I'd be amazed if you could find a car out there that's probably this colour, probably, in the real world now. But there you go, very, very effective, very, very quick. Put the primer on, leave it for about an hour or so, and then apply a couple of coats of that. Probably leave them about half an hour between them. Did the same thing with the front fascia. That obviously needs to be replaced because obviously it's going to be too short. So I might as well extend it. It's only strip wood, basically bought from B&Q. It's about £4 for a 2 metre or 3 metre long bit, so quite reasonable. And obviously just cut down to suit us. I was never very happy with that, so I really want to get that redone. It wasn't very good. Saw I used was very cheap. So yes, that's probably the biggest news up to now. So yes, there's not really very much else to report, because obviously over the next few days and coming days and weeks, things will obviously be changing, and I tend to find that I like to do lots and lots of work in a couple of hours, and then we'll leave it for a couple of days and it'll become like a table again, so then I've got to strip everything off. So yeah, it probably will be left now probably for a couple of days to allow stuff to dry, although I might do the back seam and the fascia tomorrow, because obviously it'll help doing the platforms. The platform colour is simply grey primer, Halford's grey primer. It's nothing more complicated than that. And obviously the white edging is actually Tamiya white. Took about 4 coats because most whites now are terribly thin, but did it eventually. Obviously the goods shed, obviously now, because it's obviously set in the early 90s, is gone. I do need to find a source of small rail for a third rail. I'm told you can use Z gauge rail. It's very effective. Trouble is, it's very hard to get hold of, so I'll have to see what I can do with that one. So, but anyway, that's probably it for now. So yes, so that's it. So hopefully in a couple of days, even though it's been a fortnight since my last blog, hopefully a couple of days I'll be able to show you some more progress. Might as well try and get on with it when I get a chance. Obviously I've got the new layout coming next week, so I might do a little bit of a video on that as well when that arrives, and I've got that set up and tested. So yes, so anyway, hope you liked the video. Any questions, add it to the comments, or you can find me on the Engage Forum Facebook group, or the Engage Forum itself. As I say, there's bits and pieces on both of those, so anyway, hope you enjoyed, and hope you'll see the next one soon. Ta-ta!